Near the end of this record, you may enjoy a sense of complete peace, or you may suddenly perceive an answer to a problem or a question you have had on your mind.
Now, the last time I was in these woods, I used the manual focus. It was really bad. It's a really bad idea. The whole video was blurry. So let me just traverse this mud without dying. I put a post on Instagram this morning that I found my old Elwoods in my drawer, Elwood jeans, and I finally got a pair of new Timberlands, and they are reunited, and they always work. Elwoods and Timberlands work really well, but Elwoods and Wellington boots, not so much. So, how you doing? Hope you've had a look at the unicorn video from last time, from a couple of days ago, raising support for the Flying Seagull project, going out spreading love and laughter across the world to kids that have known nothing but conflict. It's a good cause, and it's perfectly normal for one to dress up and to shed the ego by dressing up as a pink unicorn and travelling to a different country. And the fact that nobody else has done it, or no one I can see, and there's no precedent, and according to KLM Airlines there's no precedent, it's quite unique, so I've been told, in good and bad ways. So I wanted to talk today about what do I do for money? How do I make my money? And I've been out a couple of social situations and people online and chatting to potential clients, and it's difficult because they say, "Oh, how do you do? What do you do?" I'm a designer. Oh, what do you design? Herein lies a problem. I don't like calling myself a consultant. It's more than just designing. I help my clients so much to do with their business. It's more than just a designer role. I have one client who's now a friend that I help, that I haven't charged a penny for quite a while, and she owns a falafel street van, mobile street kitchen, and I'm doing loads of work for her, trying to get her business off the ground, because she's only got herself around and she can't have anyone to rely on. She relies on the people around her, and her daughter and her son, etc. And it's the dog's running. They've seen something. It's just the leaves dropping. I love it here in the woods. Oh, by the way, I'm out of breath because I'm unfit, Mr. Sidebottom, if you're watching. The work that makes me money and keeps me engaged is the all-round package design work. So it could be as little as a client has come to me, or someone has found me, generally through LinkedIn, and that seems to be my major outlet, my major revenue chute, that where my money comes from, is through LinkedIn and word of mouth and recommendations. And the sort of basic side of it is a branding exercise. Sub £1,000 projects, create a new brand for an initiative or project or business that they've started. Generally, someone doing a startup, they've got very little money, and they just need a credible brand, and they need someone to give it some real thought and some real sort of give it some gravitas, or give it some history, to sort of manufacture history behind it, or make it fun, or whatever you know, whatever makes a brand is I apparently am able to do that in one way or another, so in my capacity as a designer. You follow on from that and you start looking at the ancillaries. So with their brand, what are they going to use it for? So they're going to use it for their website. Do they want a website? Yes, I can build those too, and I've built many over the last 2 years. And then beyond that, we're looking at marketing campaigns, marketing strategies. Are we going to build a marketing strategy for them? Well, I think the dog's just seen a deer. No, she's off. Are we going to design a marketing strategy for them? Who's going to handle marketing strategy? Do they need a copywriter? Do they need someone to? Do they need PR? All these things I can put in place and set rules for the client for them to adhere to. Obviously, all that costs a fee or a percentage of the media buy or what have you. The other side to that is doing the print media. So yeah, the usual stationery crap and brochures and whatnot. And at any point, any client could just use any of these services. So an established client that wants a brochure doing, or an established client that wants an established company that wants a website revamping, or editing or adding to. You know, at any point, people dip in to my services. But I'm trying to give you a full sort of cradle to grave kind of the ideal client, so to speak, that I would actually earn the most from. And initially, when I meet a client, I generally try and gauge how much the client would spend in a 12-month period or over a 5-year period if I want to keep a long term. And a lot of them are long term, and there's very few that I've washed my hands of after the first project, and that's for various reasons, and I'll go through that in another vlog. But so we're at print media, stationery, that's all well and good, and then it comes to their premises. I can help design their interiors, I can do their interior stuff, I can help with their space planning, I can help put them in touch with IT and logistical support. I can even put them in with property and people to help them find premises. I can help with refurbishment with my contacts through the construction industry, because I've spent... Just hold on, there's a big dog here. Girls here? Gosh, that was a big Vinorama. Twice the size of one of these two. It's huge. This way, girls. This way. It's not often you bump into someone in these woods. We're on this like track now. It's, anyway, where was I? So with my years in architecture, I can give them, get them access to properties or developments, or where they could potentially have their own unit built or whatever. So I can put them in contact with loads of people. So the property side of things, there's quite a few things that I can help with as well. So with regards to getting them in touch with architects and builders and all that stuff, it's all, you know, fairly easy stuff. But then we get back to the design side of things, there's a consultancy bullshit thing. So you're looking at stuff like if someone wants to build a spec unit and they want to let it out, so there's the whole sort of marketing side of things. So I can help with marketing brochures, CGIs, and obviously the whole the online marketing of it. So building websites and creating press releases and adverts and stuff for magazine and publications, etc. And then we get down to the other side of things, which I do enjoy, and to be honest, it makes me the most amount of money, is the signage design and install. Through the years, I've had some pretty good contracts through one or two signage manufacturers that require strategies for large complex. For instance, I recently did Battersea Dogs Home in London. I did a full branding, a signage brand package for them, as well as a signage guidelines as to how to use that signage package throughout the park. If you don't know the park, it's a charity organisation that takes in stray dogs and cats, and they've built a massive new facility in obviously Battersea, opposite the Tate Museum, opposite the Battersea Park sort of development in London, on the other side of the Thames. And then I hand over the strategy document to them, and then they can use it in their other parks. So I found out recently they're using it in their Windsor Park, and they've got a couple of other parks going on where they would use the strategy. So the signage on the other side, and obviously there are ongoing things such as digital signage, so designing the UI and the UX for the digital signage, etc. So that's, and on the flip side of that, I become really good friends with these people, and we talk regularly, and they definitely get more. I think the important thing for me is they get value out of what they pay for, and I always, if the client's the right type of client and our personalities don't, well, if our personalities sync, they'll come back year on year, and I will be in regular contact with them, because I think that, hold on, the wind's picking up, because I think they're generally nice people. There are others that you have to chase for money and etc. And I'm pretty good at getting paid. There's one client that took nearly a year to pay me after the work had finished, and I respect him for that, because I'd almost written him off. But it sort of makes me feel, it gives me a sense of what's the word? Hope. It gives me a sense of hope that there are still good people out there, and there are. In fact, 99.99% of the people I know are genuinely good humans. We all have our foibles and our own failures and our own sort of, our own 404 problems. But yeah. So that's how I make the money. That's how I keep the roof over my head, keep food on the table. Obviously with Helen we're in this together now, and it's good. And we're both finding the happiness that we deserve, and it's important to provide, to give the happiness to be happy, and to be able to give the happiness to others, which includes our daughters and family and friends, etc. So there we go. It is, I think it's focus you, but I think it's like -2, -1. It's cold today. And I didn't want to just walk around the village, because apparently there's a dead rabbit on the edge of where we're walking, and all the dogs in the village have rolled in it, including one of ours this morning, which prompted a quick dog wash at 7 o'clock this morning, but because of dead rabbit. Yep, I think that's me done. So please subscribe, or check in the link below for my Just Giving campaign for the Flying Seagulls. And if you want to follow the progress of me travelling to South Africa in a pink unicorn onesie, I would greatly appreciate the support, and the Flying Seagulls would greatly appreciate the support as well. So remember to stay safe, and always, regardless of who they are, love one another. Bye. You guys haven't seen the garden for a while. Working, Kevin. Over the last few weeks, fighter jets have decided that this part of Yorkshire would be a really good place to have a, you know, a bun fight. I'd like to show, I can see him, but I'd like to show you on the camera, but it'd be like minuscule, you'll never, you know what I mean? No point trying that stupid zooming in, zooming out. It's like when people have like UFO sightings and stuff, and it's all blurry. It's because the cameras are rubbish, and filming anything in the sky is really difficult because you can't, it's just a nightmare. That's why I never put any UFO videos on. He's there, if I can, he's there. There's a little plane. There's a focus, you there we go. He's just up there circling. There's normally two of them. They come in pairs, like breeding pairs. He's over there now. Oh, his friend's around. They have it. There's two of them. They're over each other. They have different mating calls. Like owls, you know, the one's twit, the other one's twoo. Still. They are weapons of death. One of the darker moments in human innovation.